Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Where everybody at? Where everybody at? Let me make sure I'm on live. Yep, we on live. What's up, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? I'm extremely excited to get this started. I see you. We got how's your day going? My day's going good. Why am I not seeing everybody's chat? Why I'm not seeing everybody's chat? What's up, YouTube? What's up? So, welcome to the live, y'all. I'm so excited to come on here today and talk to y'all. I know I look a little crazy. My hair not where it needs to be, but you know, that's how you know I needed to come on here and talk to y'all. Because, you know, usually I'll make sure I look good. How are y'all doing? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where the people at, baby? Where the people at? Where y'all at? Y'all not ready? Y'all not trying to get some? What's going on? Trying to see where y'all at. TikTok not messing with me today. You have group coaching. Oh my God. Here we go with the coaching. You got important message for us. Yo, we good. Okay, cool. Let me just get started. Whoever join. All right. So, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the live. I'm so excited to talk to y'all today. Simply because I just feel like I have a lot to offer. And all I really want for you is to just listen. So, I'm sitting here just thinking like, man, at one point in my life, I really wanted a change in my life, and I was not really satisfied where I was. And the reason why I'm talking to you about this today is because I just feel like what I have to say to you, it may do something. You know, I'm not gonna be like, what I gotta say will change your life. It might. It very much might. But that depends on you. So what I realized was that, man, sometimes we have to really let go and let God. Like, for real. Sometimes we really need to just let go and let God. Because let me tell you why. You think you know everything. Excuse me. You think you know the path. You don't know the path. Your spirit knows the path. The higher self knows the path, but you consciously don't know the path. But the way that you can follow the path is by trusting the signs and trusting what God tells you to do something and trusting what God wants you to go a certain way. And I realized that at one point in my life, I was so focused on how I wanted things to be done that I didn't realize that God was telling me to move. God was telling me to adjust, pivot. But I was just so hell-bent and tied up on what I thought I should have been doing. Little did I know that when you trust the unknown, the miracles that come into your life is so much better than you ever could have predicted. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back on live, but I'm going to make sure that every time I come back is because I truly have something to say. And what I want to say is, you know, listen, this is just facts no matter where it comes from. Lean not on your own understanding, baby. It's just certain shit that you not going to understand. You may be thinking it's time for you to run your own business, but God has you working for somebody else. The reason why God has you working for somebody else is because that business that you want to run is certain things that you need to know. And because there are certain things that you need to know, that means that you have to be prepared. And the way that you get prepared is through learning. It's by being humble sometimes. You have to know when to be humble. And when I say be humble, I don't mean, understand what I mean by be humble. You have to know when you are the student, and you have to know when you are the teacher. There's something that I learned from one of my mentors, Seed Soil Saboteur. You have to know when you're the seed, when you're being nurtured. You have to know when you're the soil and you're nurturing somebody else. And you have to know when you're being the saboteur, when you're sabotaging something. So when I say be humble, I basically just mean know when you're being fed, know when you're feeding, and know when you're sabotaging. You know, so I just thought that that was so beautiful. Like, you know what? I'm just going to come on here and just like give out value, give out game, give out energy, give out positivity. Somebody walked up to me. I didn't even tell my girlfriend this. I forgot to say this. Somebody walked up to me today at the hair store. And I'm just like, man, I look crazy. Like, I got to get my hair together. Like, you see, it's just like, it's dry. It's dry, right? So I'm walking in the hair store, right? And somebody literally said to me, hey, yo, I love your positivity videos. Keep them going, and dap me up. I was like, wow, man. Appreciate that. I was like, nice to meet you. So it lets me know that, you know, sometimes you're not realizing who's really watching you. Sometimes you don't know that people are watching you. Sometimes you don't know that people are being inspired by you. You feel me? And I just really started to put my heart into everything. And when I started to put my heart into everything and I stopped worrying about what I'm going to get out of it and being very selfish, I'm being very real with y'all, like being very selfish. But the only reason why I was selfish was because I was taught to be that way by society, taught to be that way by people who are lost. You got to be careful who you take advice from. You got to be careful who you listening to. And sometimes you got to go the wrong way for a little bit to get the right way. Sometimes you got to bump your head a little bit so you can know how you're supposed to be thinking. That's also a part of the process. Sometimes you got to go the wrong way, see how that feels, and be like, this don't feel right. I don't want to go that way no more. And I realized that all I wanted to do was create from my heart, create things that actually inspire people, create things that make people move, make people think, and make people want change in a good way. And sometimes the plans that we have for ourselves is very small. It's very small, and a lot of times we're settling for things that are not even good enough for us. But when you learn how to trust what Spirit has for you, you find that the things start to follow, suit, and they're way bigger than you ever could have imagined. So I guess what I'm really trying to tell you, and no, I don't guess, I'm just saying I guess what I'm really trying to tell you is learn how to trust the unknown. Learn how to have more faith. Set a vision, say what you want. And I learned something last night that said that you are influential when who you want to be and who you are comes together. When you are who you want to be and who you want to be is who you are, that's when success comes. And that's a part of your psychology. That's a part of your self-concept. That is a part of how you see yourself. And that's everything that I've been teaching you guys. A part of me really wanted to stop teaching too because, and when I say teaching, I mean like some of my classes, but my thing is like, we'll leave that there. Maybe there'll come a time. But my thing was I wanted to stop teaching and I wanted to show you guys that like, hey, I don't just get my success from teaching what I teach. I wanted you guys to see that she actually applied the shit that she teaches and she's getting success from it. So I want y'all to understand my life is not funded by this like these lives or anything like that. I've actually created a business that pays me. You get what I'm saying? And I get to do what I love. So the reason why I really wanted to do that was because I wanted you guys to know that I'm not making like all of my money from telling you what I'm telling you. I'm making my money from doing what I'm telling you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really want you to understand what I'm saying. I'm not making no money from this live. I'm not selling no class. I'm not selling no courses. I just practice what I preach so well that abundance follows me. Somebody said, what business? Creative agency, social media marketing. I have clients. I have retainers. I have things that I'm building. Like, y'all have no clue. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just letting, and I've been doing this since 2022. I've been doing this since 2022. So now what I'm focused on is like documenting that process of how my influence and how my personality, how my magnetism is bringing me success within music, within art, within. I make money off of creating things and being influential. And I wanted to show y'all that, hey, instead of watching me teach you this, I want you to watch me do it. I want you to watch me be the example. You feel me? There's a lot of people that are making money off of just teaching you to do the thing, but they don't make money off of doing the thing, or they don't have success doing the thing. How can I tell you to be magnetic if you guys aren't actually seeing me put it in place? So I was like, you know what? I'm tired of just sitting and teaching. I want them to see me go out in the field and do it. And that's why I was gone too, because I was like, man, let me go. And I wanted to show myself too. I was like, man, let me show you how good what I talk about works. Let me show you how good it works. For real, for real. Let me show you how good it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading y'all messages. The messages. We appreciate the ability to do what you love is a rare blessing that should never be taken lightly. Ashe. And my thing is just like, I've learned what part of these laws work and what doesn't. And I'm going to give it to you all for free. All right? So, I don't have no report. I don't have nothing. I'm just giving you guys my pure energy and what I can tell you off the top of my head. All right? Number one, if you are not who you say you are, you will have no success. You will have no success. People will see through you. So when you go home and you spend time by yourself, you need to be focused on who do I want to become and how do I become that person? Because the more you can embody that version of you that you want to become, the more success you will have. People will buy into it. People will be persuaded by you. People will fall in love with you. People will do what you say. Now, it's up to you what you do with that power. You feel me? I understood that my words are very influential and people will listen to what I say because of the conviction, because of the energy, and because of who I am. You guys can kind of look at me and tell I am exactly who I say I am. I carry myself exactly as so. I practice what I preach. Right? And I really wanted to teach you guys this because I feel like what is stopping you from having the things that you want in life, whether that be a good relationship, whether that be the type of life that you want to live, whether that be something material or something internal, you have to start pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself outside of that comfort zone. And my thing is, you know, in order to push yourself outside of that comfort zone, you have to be willing to put yourself in places that you don't know the outcome. If you know the outcome, that means it's familiar. If you know what's going to happen, that means you're comfortable. But if you don't know what's going to happen by pushing yourself out there, pushing yourself in this environment, pushing yourself to do this, that means that you are opening yourself up to the possibilities of more. I also realized that staying inside the house all the time is not going to benefit you, baby. I don't care how introverted you are. That's not what I said when it came to the magnetism, right? In the magnetism class, I specifically told y'all that you need to be trying to put yourself out there. You need to be trying to meet people. Because the number of magnetism is 5, 3, 11. And that deals with other people. And if you don't want to be around other people, you're not going to be successful because guess what? Service to many leads to millions. The more people you help, the more successful you will be. You want to be an entrepreneur, you need to create something that a lot of people need. And then boom, abundance come. A lot of people just want money. I just want money. I just want success. I just want this. I just want that. But they're not realizing that you have to stop thinking about what you want and start thinking about what everybody else wants and start feeding that demand. Supply, demand. Today's an 8 day. Supply, demand. So I just sat with it and I walked away from social media for a little bit and I said, I'm going to go listen to what God has to say for me. And God was like, baby, go buy this camera. Listen to this. God was like, go buy this camera and go create something. Little did I know, by me going to buy the camera that I wanted, investing in myself. This camera was like almost $6,000-$7,000. Investing into this camera and pouring into my art. Little did I know I was attracting people, attracting things, attracting good things. People wanted to start paying me for my art. Would you look at there? And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that half of the battle was believing that I can. In every level, there needs to be a new psychological shift. This is great game, y'all, for free. You don't gotta sign up for shit. You don't gotta buy shit from me. I mean, I would love for you to subscribe, like, and comment, but I'm giving this all to you for free. You know? And, you know, I had a dream that I wanted to be that person that people came to when they wanted a change. Right? But how can I be that person if I haven't gone through some crazy changes myself? And then I started to go through crazy changes. Guys, do you understand that I've gone from lows to highs to lows to highs to, I've had highs and went back to lows, and I had to trust that there was an ebb and flow. You know, there's a story about this guy who was honestly being tempted by the devil, right? And I'm not no pastor or nothing, but I want you guys to see this story as like an example, like an imaginary story of the devil could even be our own self, right? So this guy was told by God to go push this rock. Go push this big rock. And he pushed that rock every day, and it didn't move. And the devil came in and was like, hey, look at how God's setting you up. You over here pushing on this rock, and it's not going nowhere. You should just give up. And he's like, no, like God told me to just give up. He's like, it's not even doing anything. You can't push this rock. And then the guy, the next day, he didn't push the rock. And God came to him and said, hey, why you stop pushing the rock? He was like, because it's not getting me nowhere. And God was like, look at your arms. Look at your legs. You're strong. Who told you that you had to move the rock? I never told you that you had to move the rock. I told you to push the rock. And then he realized, holy snap, holy shit. You were making me strong. You were preparing me. You were making my legs strong, my arms strong, my mind strong. For this next venture in life, for this next level, you were building onto me. And then guess what? God made the rock move himself. Because the whole point is sometimes y'all be thinking that you got to do the whole thing yourself when that's not the case. You are the co-creator. There's a CEO and there's a COO. You're the CEO. God is the COO. You feel me? You run this company. You make big decisions, but God has the final yes or no. And the reason why I'm saying this is because some of y'all be thinking that you got to do everything. And that's not the case. You got to trust the plan. You got to trust the unknown. You have to stop thinking that you're going to understand everything. Listen, I'm a 7 life path, So I like to conceptualize everything. I like to try to understand everything. And then I had to realize that can be a downfall. Because there are certain things that you cannot humanly possibly ever understand with the brain that you have. You would only understand it either in due time, or you would understand it when you're no longer in this vessel and you're above and you're back with consciousness. So once I started to realize, you know what, there's just certain things that I'm not going to understand, I surrendered. You know? And to surrender is very Pisces energy. To trust, to give it, you know, they almost say like Pisces are delusional, but that's that trust, right? And I realized that Pisces are really good with manifestation. And the reason why is because at some point they're creating, and then they let it go. You have to surrender. Some of you guys have not let go of your manifestation, and that's why it hasn't come yet, because you're still, when is it going to get here? Let it go and trust. And now become who you need to be. That's the key to this next level, this next change in life. I feel success emanating around me. I don't feel like I have to chase it. I feel like it's a part of me. I feel like I've created a relationship with it. And I actually watched something yesterday. This guy name was with Dan Kennedy. He said that money goes wherever it pleases. You cannot determine where money goes. You cannot say, oh, money should be going to this type of person. Money goes wherever it pleases. And you have to respect abundance. You have to respect money. Money is like a woman. It will go wherever it wants to go. You know? So stop judging money. Oh, why this person got money? Why this person got opportunity? You leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let them do what, let them have you focus on your relationship. You focus on who you need to be liked by abundance. And a lot of times, who you need to be liked by abundance is the person that you want to become. But you have to go through the journey of becoming that person. That's why they say the first couple of success is usually the hardest, because it's not about what you're doing, it's about who you're becoming. And then after you figure out who you become, then it's about, documenting every aspect of who you became to be able to train your new people and then give them that delegation. So you have to be organized with who you are. Write down what works for you. You know what? When I journal, it works for me. When I write, it works for me. When I create, it works for me. Write those things down, because you're learning yourself. You're learning your own algorithm of life, your own algorithm of success. And in order to learn your own algorithm of success, you have to meditate. Your last live made me emotional. You have to meditate. You have to journal. You have to do yoga. You have to go on your walks. You have to exercise, because your body is the first business. Your body is the first business. And man, all I can say is just like, God is within me. I cannot fail. Ashe. Wherever I'm supposed to be, God is going to put me there. Some of y'all don't trust that. And that's why it never happens. Because you don't realize, you thinking, oh, the enemy getting in the way. You is the enemy. I got to say it like that. You are the enemy. You're getting in the way of God's work. That's what's happening. Ain't no enemy. You the enemy. You're the distraction. When God gives you an idea, you don't act on it. You wait. You be like, oh, I'm going to wait till I get this. And God's like, man, if you act on it now, I can give you that. So you don't really respect yourself. You don't respect the Most High. You don't respect your ideas. And this is something that's in the book, Think and Grow Rich. You asking for $1 million, God bestows upon you $1 million idea. But then you don't act on it because of your lack of self-belief. And that lack of self-belief is disrespect to your higher self. Your higher self and God. You feel me? So all I've been doing is just pouring into myself. I spent about almost $200 on books yesterday. I spent $200 on books yesterday. You want to know why? Because the books are an investment on my knowledge, on myself. And as long as I'm investing in my knowledge and in myself, I'm going to continue to grow. Thank you for the gift. Nothing above techno, sweet baby Danny. Thank you guys for the gift. Where have you been, bro? Working on myself, making myself a better me. As long as I'm making myself a better me, I'm always going to be relevant, baby. I'm always going to be relevant. You feel me? Subscribe to me. Click the link in my bio and subscribe to me. Subscribe to me so you can watch every live that I post. And listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna want to watch the vlogs. What other art do you produce besides your music? I produce films. I produce content. I produce advertisements. I make commercials. I am influence. I am influence. So when people want to get a message out, I'm the person that they come to. You feel me? That's what I'm crafting, and I'm documenting the whole process of me creating that. And all of this is going to fuel with the music. I believe that I don't even want to talk too much about it, but all I want to say is watch the process, watch the documentation, watch the traveling. I'm going on tour. Guys, y'all have no clue what's about. You want to learn magnetism? Watch my videos. Watch how I move. Watch what I do. Watch how I negotiate. Watch how I value myself. You get me? Watch how people value me because of how I carry myself. You know, I feel like I'm a perfect example of psychology, self-belief, and all I want to do is I want to teach people how to elevate themselves for free. For free. For free. For free. You hear me? For free. All you got to do is subscribe and follow and tap in. That's all I ask for. Is that cool with you? Is that cool with you if I is that all right with y'all? Let me know. Is that cool with y'all if I do it for free and I just give y'all game and love and passion and energy? In exchange, you just give me love and support. That's cool with you? That's a good deal? That's a good deal? That's a good deal? Come on now. Because guess what? You know why I'm doing it for free? Because God's providing. Spirit pays me. That's why we doing it for free. Because Spirit pays me. Does that make sense? It makes sense, right? If my lessons and my shit working so easily, so well, then I'm paid by Spirit. I'm paid by Spirit. Hold on, I'm trying to get my okay, I can see y'all on here. I don't need to do that. You know, so I'm so grateful that I want to give back. I'm so grateful that I just want to give back. So I just want to give everything that I've been reading, everything that I've been learning. For all my creatives, comment down below if you are a creative. I want to teach you guys how to build your brand. I want to teach you guys how to build your social media. I want to teach you guys everything that I've learned to help me build myself too. And even if you're not on social media, I just want to help you build yourself. I just want to help you build yourself. And I want to make sure I have your permission to do so. Your presence has been missed for real. I relate as a 7. We have to isolate to come back better and better. Yeah, and one thing about it too is you have to respect yourself. You know, there has to be a certain level of access. Somebody said, can you suggest a good portable vlogging mic? This is what I have. I literally just bought this today. Oh shit. I just bought this today. Now, I actually use Bluetooth mics, but sometimes those Bluetooth mics shit get fucked up sometimes, or, you know, so if I don't want to have a Bluetooth mic on everybody, then I'll just grab one of these. You know, I literally just bought this today, you know. Somebody said, you're very wise. I appreciate that. Hello, here. I started a hair accessory business that has blown up. Yes, I'm going to see you at the seminar pretty soon. What seminar? Oh, you're going to see me at a seminar. Here, I started a hair accessory business that has blown up. What you need to start doing is if it's blown up and you have extra money, you need to start hiring people so you can buy back your time and so you can keep going. You get me? Start hiring people for ads. Start hiring people for whatever, shipping. Start hiring people so you can get your time back, so you can keep pouring into the business. Don't be stingy. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to hire. No, that's how you fuck up. If I would have known a lot of stuff that I know today, man, I would be further. But I had to go through the process to be able to learn. And that's the thing. Like, whenever you take a step back, please don't ever think, oh my God, I wish I never. Don't ever think that. Everything happens for a reason. You had to take that L or that mistake so you can be better. I believe it. You are. I'm looking at the message. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are subscribing. I'm excited, man. I think that this year is going to be great. I'm just not even speaking on certain things because privacy is protection. Privacy is protection. And I'm realizing I have a lot of eyes on me now. And I want to protect what I'm creating because I want it to be beautiful. Somebody said, can it be used with mobile? I feel like it should be. It should be, yeah. I've been doing everything on my own, hundreds of packages all on my own. You're so right. Yeah, you need to hire somebody ASAP. You need to hire somebody ASAP. You need to hire somebody ASAP. Because even if you and then you need to hire somebody for marketing too. You're making money. Don't be selfish like, oh, I want to keep up. You're never gonna grow. You're never gonna grow. Always keep your money moving. Your money doesn't like to be stagnant. Start letting it flow through you. It's not meant to stay with you. It needs to flow through you. Can you be mine? No, I cannot. I got somebody, baby. Sorry. Your videos help. Thank you. Hi, so good to see you stopping to support. You have great energy. Thank you so much. All I'm trying to do is pour into people, feed people, guide people, love on people as much as I possibly can. And I know God is going to continue to pave the way, period. You know? So another thing, one let me see, let me think of a book that I can recommend. Ooh, one book that I really want to recommend for y'all, Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. Listen, if you have not yet tapped into Joe Dispenza's work, I need you to tap into Joe Dispenza. His meditations are powerful. I can definitely say that they work for me. A lot of my businesses that I've been manifesting and my clients and everything, they always come literally right after a meditation. So make sure you guys are meditating. Like, people, meditation can bring you the things that you want in life. I have a kids brand that I think will be big. Bigger than Hello Kitty. I'm hung up on marketing. And that's crazy because that's literally the company that I'm, like I ain't trying to talk too much, but like that's kind of like my expertise. So, I can try to give you as much game as possible, but if you wanna, like, I don't know, if you wanna do like, what's the word? Consulting, we can chat. But I definitely think if you're doing a kids brand, I will watch people like Gary Vee. Watch Gary Vee. Learn how to make your. I will, Justin. I'll drop it. Learn how to make your stuff like collectibles that people can trade. So I'm giving you guys as much free resources as possible. But what I would do for you, for the person Lex Shop, I would go get the book Crushing It, or I would go get Gary Vee's book, and I would start studying his methods to doing things, and I would start implementing them. You need a website. You gotta put yourself out there. This shit is so fun to me. I love this. All right. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all leave a like. Make sure y'all, I'm on Instagram. Make sure y'all get me everywhere. You hear me? Make sure y'all get me everywhere. I want y'all to follow the process, so I need to get my Snapchat together too, huh? I gotta get my Snapchat. Together. But there was a point that my stuff, my followers, my likes, my stuff was going down. And I was like, I'm not doing something right. And then when I took the moment to myself, I was like, I'm not speaking God's message. That's why it's not getting nowhere. I'm trying to speak my message. What does God want me to say? And God gonna make sure it gets to where it needs to get to. Period. I just need to focus on being a messenger for spirit, and things are going to continue to fall in place. I cannot tell you what camera I'm using, but what I would say is DJI has really good footage, and I would say Sony is really good. Any tips on finding your purpose? You have to go back to what makes your heart feel alive. What makes your heart crack open? What did you do as a kid? What would you do for free? You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Yeah, man. I'm about to hop off, though, if nobody has any other questions. If nobody has any other questions, I'm about to hop off, baby. I said my piece. All right. All right, y'all. I love you guys. I'm just trying to see how many people we have in here. Y'all? Did you cut your hair? No, my hair just shrunk right now, y'all. I gotta wash my hair. No, don't worry about me. I gotta wash my hair. All right, y'all. I love you guys, and I shall see y'all later. Make sure